I wish I had a Mario shirt, but I don't own one anymore. So now I'm not a real gamer. I need a Mario shirt to prove I'm the biggest Mario gamer. Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR. This is awful. Oh my god. Oh. Ah, now they're all over the floor. That was my Mario game collection. Now I gotta clean all this up. Oh no. So as you saw there was a lot. Now the collection would be bigger if I didn't sell my Super Nintendo collection when I was like maybe 10 and stupid. With that said, I would only had like 4 more games. I only had like Mario World, Mario Kart, Mario's Time Machine, and Mario's preschool years. I still wish I had them, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to a Mario collection, I'm not missing out on too much. But if I really want to play them again, I'll just play them on my Super Nintendo Classic that I modded my childhood games onto anyway. But everything I'm going to be showing you is just mostly physical collections. But since Mario is such a huge franchise with so many different characters, and each character has their own sub-series, I decided to include those as well since they're all technically part of the Super Mario line. Like, if you saw merchandise for just that character, it would be under Super Mario, so I'm adding it to it. The only thing I'm not including in this line is Smash Brothers, because Smash Brothers is just its own entity. Like, just because the Avengers has Captain America in it doesn't make it a Captain America movie. But I decided to include people like, let's say, with Wario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, and all that stuff, because they show up in Mario Kart, they show up in Mario Party, they count. But I guess now that Mario Kart rule, you can now throw in, what, Animal Crossing, Splatoon, Legend of Zelda. Okay, let's just narrow it down to Mario Party. If they're in Mario Party, they're in the Mario franchise. Okay, so after I clean all this up, we're gonna go over each Mario game I have from console to console. I'm not looking forward to cleaning all this up, but here we go.
7 hours later.
So the first thing I want to show off is one of my most unique things in my Mario collection, and that is Mario Cement Factory on the Game & Watch. I actually picked this up at a Rite Aid, like, I don't know how long ago. Like I was very young when I got this, because I saw it look like a little Game Boy. I saw the Mario name on it, so I got super excited, so I picked it up. And now it's a collectible, I guess, so that's pretty neat. I haven't changed the battery in it, so thing's beyond dead, but it works. It's fun, and I feel like since we're talking about Game & Watches, we might as well talk about the new one, the one that just came out last year, the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch. This thing's neat. Don't get me wrong, this thing's very neat, but I don't play it though. It just sits there on the shelf. But I feel like since we talked about Game & Watches, so like hardware, I'm not sure if these count. I personally want to count them, but I feel like they should be mentioned because they do have Mario games on them, and that is the NES Classic as well as the Super NES Classic. I mean, I had a Super Nintendo as a kid, and like I said, I sold the whole collection, and I haven't really sold many games after that, but I never had an NES. I mean, I have one now. I only have one game for it, and I'll show you that. But if I want to play the NES and SNES Classics, I'll just play on these for now until I can get a bigger game room, so I actually have room to store all these games. So for now, these will do fine. And the one NES game I do have is Mario and Duck Hunt, because I used to work at a flea market outlet for the store that I currently work at now, and I just took this as like a piece of like memorabilia from like back in the day, I guess. And plus I have an NES now, so I might as well have a game to go with it. And I never plugged in the NES. I'm confident it doesn't work, but I just gotta replace the pin set and all that stuff and it'll be fine. But I don't feel like doing that. If I really want to play Mario, I'll play Mario. If I really want to play Duck Hunt, I need a CRT, because I have an HDTV now. I can't do that. Let's go over the Game Boy games I have, like just Game Boy or Game Boy Color, because I don't have much. I have Mario Land 2, and I have Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. Now, Mario Land 2 I had since I was a kid, and I never beat it because that last stage, after you get all the 6 golden coins, you gotta fight Wario. I never beat it. Never good at it as a kid. And then Mario Brothers Deluxe was actually the way that I played Mario, and this is how I beat the game. The game's ball busting hard still, especially with like being like all cramped and tiny, but I beat it, and I was able to beat regular Mario after that. I just haven't beaten it in years because I just haven't memorized everything again. Now, like, let's move on to, I guess, GameCube, because after Super Nintendo, that was the next thing I had. I never had a 64. So, you don't have Mario 64. You don't have Mario World. You don't even have NES games. You're not a real Mario gamer. Yeah? Your point? Moving on. Okay, so we're going to go over one game that's technically not a Mario game. Oh my god, this guy is such a gamer. Okay, so anyway, we got Luigi's Mansion. It was the first game I got from a GameCube, and I love it. I still love it to this day. I play this game at least once a year, and recently I started actually 100% completing the game. I haven't gotten to Best Mansion, but I at least grab all the booze, and I do all the rooms and all that stuff, and that's fun enough for me. So I love this game. I haven't beaten 2 or 3, but the many times I'll beat this game, oh, you betcha. Next up, we got Mario Kart Double Dash. I actually just got this like a couple of years ago. But thankfully, I didn't pay anything for it. A girl that I was dating at the time was very sweet. Here, she somehow managed to get a bunch of these GameCube games. I think her mom got them somehow. And Mario Kart was one of them, as well as like F-Zero. There's a bunch of other very heavy titles in there as well. But Mario Kart was the one I was the most excited for, because I've always wanted Mario Kart. But did I sit and grind to unlock all those characters? Hell no, I have no time for that, so I did an action replay instead. Next up, Mario Party 4. This is my Mario Party that I played as a kid. I sold the one that I had as a kid, because I had Mario Party DS, and I thought that was fine enough. No!
Wrong!
No, I regretted that. So I picked it up again, now how many years ago, thankfully, before it spiked up in value. I think I got the game for relatively cheap. I think I only paid like $30 some, maybe 20. Like I feel like 28 to 35, somewhere in that area. I paid for this. Now I don't know what it goes for, and I just know it's a lot more now, maybe double, if not triple. And I'm very happy that I picked it up. Next up, we got Mario Sunshine. I have a love-hate relationship with this game, not because of the game is so bad. No. I mean things that happened outside the game. It makes me hate this. Okay, so I picked this game up originally from Blockbuster, okay? I brand new, not renting it, but I actually bought a legit copy of Mario Sunshine from Blockbuster. And I kept all of my GameCube games in this little pouch, because it was just nice and convenient, all in one small package, so I could save a lot of room on my entertainment center. So I brought up my GameCube games to my neighbor's house, because I don't know if I was letting him borrow a game, or I was just showing him something on one of my games, I can't remember. But my neighbor's cousins, one of his cousins, stole my whole pouch. I was pissed, because that was my whole GameCube collection. So we got that shit back. And then Mario Sunshine was missing out of it, and they claimed that it wasn't in there, but like it was nowhere to be found. Thankfully, one of my high school best friends, Nico, which if you watch this channel for probably 7 or 8 years, it's probably 6 or 7 years. Okay, if you probably watched back then, you might know who Nico is. Anyway, he gave me his copy, and it meant the world to me. And I never beat this game either, because I was always stuck on one level where, like, I think it was a mushroom level, where everything's, like, covered in, like, magma, and you have to, like, figure out a way to get to the Shine Sprite without your flood. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that! Less than 20 years later, I still haven't done it yet. Actually, how old is this game? 2002. Okay, next year, it's gonna be 20 years old. Shit. Okay, so that's it for GameCube. Let's move on to Game Boy Advance, because let's try going chronological on like each console, I guess. Well, the Game Boy Advance line is gonna disappoint you. In fact, there was no real like new Mario games, at least no traditional Mario games on the Game Boy. But I did wish I had more. Like I wish I had like Mario vs. Donkey Kong, or Mario Kart maybe, or I don't know. There's games on there, especially Mario vs. Donkey Kong. That was my favorite game on there. But I have Super Mario Advance. You could barely see that. I have Super Mario Advance as my first Mario Game Boy Advance game, or my first Game Boy Advance game altogether. And it was fine. I liked it as a kid. To me, it was Mario, and it worked. A lot of people complain it's not really a Mario game, but I enjoyed it. Fine. Whatever. Next up, we got Super Mario World. So whenever my childhood copy was gone. I had this, and it was fine enough for me. Now I don't play this version anymore because I have the Super Nintendo Classic. Or Switch Online, if you want to count that one too. And then we also got Mario 3. I've had this, actually, I got this very, very late. I didn't pick this up when it was relevant. These games I got when it was relevant. This game, on the other hand, I only got this because I had the Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3 on DVD. And I'm like, you know what? I actually want to play Mario 3. I barely touched this game. And I know I should have because I know it's one of the best 2D Mario games out there. It's either you're a Mario 3 fan or Mario World fan. I'm a Mario World fan because I actually grew up with that one. Mario 3, for some reason, I just can't sink myself into. One of these days I might, but I'm an adult now. I ain't got time for that. I know the DS came out before the Wii, but we're going to go over Wii, I guess, because I like alternating between console and handheld. It's just fun. So let's go over the Wii games I got.
Here we go!
Now, I didn't have the Wii when it first came out. I mean, I had friends who had it, so I was able to play some of these games that way. I guess same thing with the 64. I knew people had a 64, but I never owned it myself. But the Wii I got a couple of months before the Wii U came out. So, I was very late to the party, but I still played some of these games. The first one we're going to look at is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This game I was super excited for because I was reading this in Nintendo Power, and I'm like, yeah, finally, a Mario and Sonic crossover. It's not a platformer, but it's something. I was a very thankful and grateful middle schooler. I personally had this for the DS, and then my neighbor had this for the Wii. So we all found ways to play many versions of the game, or many versions of each minigame. The Wii version was better, don't get me wrong, but the DS one was still plenty of fun. Next up, we got Mario Kart Wii. I got this game for apparently $25, maybe even less. Now it's like $55 at least. Wow. I got these at a good time. So when I first played this game, it was actually like my neighbor had it. So we were playing it that way, and it was like brand new at the time, and it was really hard to guess. I don't even know how he got it. So the Thanksgiving of the release year, I believe, here I borrowed it, and I was playing it. And I guess I was playing it so much the previous night when I was actually playing it on Thanksgiving Day. My muscles in my arms would be hurting because I was shaking the Wii wheel to do the boosts on the jumps, and every time I would do it, I'm like, ah! Ah! It was funny. It was painful. But I enjoyed Mario Kart for the Wii. Now, I don't have a complete save data for this, and I don't have the time or patience to do that either. I mean, I used to have a save data. I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone now. Next up, we got New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This was awesome at the time. Personally, I prefer the Wii U one, because that's just the one I had. I didn't have this. My neighbor, I'm pretty confident he had this. And we played a little bit of it. We had a good time. Remember my brother's girlfriend was playing it, or it was on her Wii at her house. And we're all hanging out. And I'm playing Mario. And she's like, how are you so good at this? Have you played this before? And at the time, I kind of did, but like, I still didn't memorize the game or anything because I didn't own it myself. But I'm just good at Mario games, kind of. Except for Mario 3 or Mario Sunshine or I guess Mario Galaxy, because I haven't beaten those either. That's a spoiler alert. And next up, we got Mario All-Stars for the Wii. Not the 3D All-Stars, the regular All-Stars. This was a disappointing launch when it came out. However, it has the art book, it has the soundtrack, and it's neat. I like this thing a lot. I've always wanted this. I remember when it first came out, it was really valuable. Then they reprinted it a couple of times. So the value on it dropped. But I still think this thing is really cool. So when we finally got it like at the game stand that I was working at, I picked this up immediately. I was super excited. I think I paid like between 20 to 25 bucks for this. I can't remember. I didn't pay too much for it. What's it worth now? Maybe a little bit more than that, maybe. I don't know. There's not worth a lot. But man, Nintendo's really good at reselling the same games over and over. And then we also got the Mario Galaxy games. Now, like I said, never had a Wii. And my neighbors hated these games, actually, because the whole topsy-turvy thing. A lot of people loved it. I guess they hated it. And I tried playing this recently, and for some reason, I can't get sucked into it. I mean, I love Mario 64. I'm nostalgic for Mario Sunshine. But because, I guess it's the fact that I didn't play these when I was young, when I had the time to actually play these, I mean, one of these days, I do want to sit down and actually try to finish these games. And I keep telling myself that multiple times, and I still never do it. But one of these days, man, one of these days, I'll do it. Whenever they re-release Mario Galaxy 2 in HD. We're still waiting for that. Okay, I think now is a good time to move on to the DS games. Okay, this first game is a stretch, okay? Honestly, this one probably shouldn't fit, but because of my Mario Party rule, it lines up. Fine, I'll put it in, and that is Diddy Kong Racing on the DS. The one on the 64 was fantastic. I knew somebody who had it, and I played it a lot, and I had a great time. So when it came to the DS, eventually I got it. I think the way I got this copy was, I think my friend from middle school gave it to me, and he gave me just a cartridge, so eventually I got it complete. I'm pretty sure it's complete. Yeah, manual and all, baby! Let's go! Is there something else in here? Hold on, what else is in here? Oh yeah! Subscribe to Nintendo Power, baby! Man, I wish I could do that. We got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games! On the DS! I already said the story earlier, so I don't really have much to bring to the table this time. So we're gonna move on to the Winter Olympic Games. I don't have it on the Wii yet. My neighbors had it for the Wii, I had it for the DS. They didn't have a Wii Fit balance board though, so we couldn't use it at its full extent. But this one had a story mode. So I was really happy I had a DS one. And again, closest thing to them like actually having a good crossover. And I was grateful. When did this come out? 2010. So I would have been in high school. Probably my my sophomore to possibly junior year. But I'm pretty sure it was no, it was winter. So yeah, shit. It was probably my sophomore year, like my junior year, I mean. Yeah, my junior year. I was naive back then too. Next up, Mario Kart DS, specifically the first print, because eventually they swapped it out for the Wi-Fi logo to be on the bottom. That always irritated me. I hated it, but I don't even know how I got this copy, because it was a loose cartridge. I don't know if I got that from either my middle school friend or one of my two childhood best friends. I don't know, but somehow I got it, and I eventually got the box for it, and I think the manual. Yeah, manual too, baby! Actually, when it comes to like recompleting some of these games, I gotta thank my viewers. I want to thank Manny, and I believe it was the Great Dane. Yeah, back when it was back when the donation wars were happening. Like those two in particular helped me a lot, and then also Jason. I'm pretty sure Jason helped out every once in a while during that era. But it was mainly Manny and Dane. So I never forgot about you guys. I still love you. Oh, anyway, yeah, hands down one of the best Mario Karts of all time, because the mission mode was fantastic, and they need to bring that back whenever Mario Kart 9 eventually happens. Next up, Mario Party DS. The reason why I sold Mario Party 4 and then bought it back again many years later. This game was very fun. I still love it. I didn't pick up any of the ones on the 3DS. That's also a spoiler. But I still heavily enjoy this game. So whenever me and the boys want to have some multiplayer fun, and, I gotta tell them to bring their own DSs, because I'm sick of loaning out mine. Besides, the battery's dead on one of them. But no need to ramble. Let's move on. This is fun. Next up, we got New Super Mario Brothers. This is one of my first DS games. And I remember when this is coming out. I remember I saw it with a commercial for the DS Lite. And I'm like, you know what? This is really cool. I really want this, but I don't need it all that bad. But then an exclusive Crash game came out to the DS called Crash Boom Bang, and if you're a Crash fan, you know how notoriously bad that is. But I was still excited for it nevertheless, because I saw it in a Nintendo Power magazine. And when I saw that I had to get a DS, I'm like, okay, this is the first Mario game I want to get for it. And it's still fantastic. It's still an amazing game. And then, I don't know when I got this. I probably got this at Walmart, probably shortly after I got my DS. But I got Mario 64 on the DS. This is my version of Mario 64 because I didn't have a 64, and I enjoyed it for the most part. But now I play it on my Wii, or I guess on my Switch with 3D All-Stars, or on the PC, because the fan port, that was awesome. Point is, I don't play this one anymore. But the mini games on this are fantastic, especially Luigi teaching me how to gamble even more, because I already knew how to gamble at that point. But Luigi teaching me even more how to gamble is fantastic. He's the true Mario, bro. That's why he got a whole year dedicated to him.
It's Luigi time.
Okay, that's it for the DS lineup. Now let's switch over to the Wii U. Wii U was, for the longest time, one of my favorite, home consoles. I actually preferred it over the PS4 for a while. And then the Wii U died, and the Switch came out, and now I actually have a huge PS4 collection. But I already went over that in a whole other collection video. So check out my other collection videos if you want to see that. But Mario Wii U games. Let's start off with one that was a spin-off of one of the better Mario games on the Wii U, and that is Captain Toad. I wanted this game for the longest time, but I could not justify spending $60 on it. Eventually it dropped down to $40. I still couldn't justify spending that much on it. When it dropped down to $20, and I even spent even less than that because of our store, I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll buy it, because I know I'm not going to get it for any cheaper than that. Now it's on the Switch. I haven't bought it for the Switch yet. And it's the same exact reason. I can't justify spending more than $20 on it. So eventually I'll get it on the Switch. Next up, Mario Kart 8. I remember leading up to this. A couple of months before this game came out, they shut off Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. So you couldn't even enjoy Mario Kart Wii online before this game came out. And then the game came out and didn't have battle mode. I never played battle mode, so I didn't care all that much. But you couldn't hold on to 2 items at once. That was annoying. But I enjoyed this game heavily. I bought the expansions for it, and I was a master at 200cc for 2 minutes. Then, after that, I stopped using it, and now when I go back to it, I panic. But I enjoy Mario Kart 8, and I remember when Nintendo Switch Online came out, the paid service, I tried to go back to this, and I couldn't do it because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is much better. Like, it's crazy to think how much adding just a few more characters and 1 more item slot makes a world of a difference. But yeah, it does. Next up, God, I love this game. I already mentioned that earlier. And that is New Super Mario Bros. U. I love this game so much. I mean, it was the first game I got for my Wii U, obviously, because it was a launch title. But it was one of the games I was actually super excited to get on the Wii U. And I prefer it over Mario Bros. Wii. And a lot of people complain about this one because it feels mostly the same. But because this is the one I had personally, I love it to pieces. Am I going to play on the Wii U ever again? Probably not. Because I have to Switch one now. But it's still fun. And then they released an expansion for it called New Super Luigi U. And I got that digitally because I was broke and I just didn't feel like having more shelf space set up. And just recently, like literally like a week ago, I just got this. New Super Luigi U as a standalone disc because I love the green case. As of right now, this game's only like $25 or so, but I only spent like 20 because employee discount and I forget what else. I feel like there's another reason why I got this for cheap. No, I think it was only my discount. Still got it for cheap, and I like it. But I feel like it's stupid how the price on this hasn't gone up yet. Because I know some Wii U games are starting to go up a little bit, but I feel like this one's going to go up like crazy eventually. And I'm surprised it's not up there now, but I got it now. I'm happy. I predict that one day that is going to be worth more than regular New Super Mario Bros. But maybe it's already at that now. I don't know. Anyway, moving on, we got Mario 3D World. I love this game. A lot of people don't. A lot of people think it's boring. I think they're high. But I won't play the Wii U version anymore now that the Switch version's out. And it improves a lot, actually. But God, I love this game on the Wii U, though. I remember back in the day, I actually did playthroughs for a lot of these games, but I remember especially I did a playthrough for this one, like a Let's Play. Oh, man. If you really want to find that, you're going to have to dig on my channel, because I am not pulling that up. No. But if you really want to see some old KGR history, if you want to see how I was, I don't know, pre-adulting, look it up. You'll cringe. And I cringe whenever I watch it back, too. Speaking of doing Let's Play videos, I did a lot of videos on this one, and that is Super Mario Maker. And this guy is still complete. Cardboard, mostly intact. The flaps are a little bit damaged, but that happens. But I still got the art book, got the main game. I love this game with a burning passion, at least I used to. Then I did a series on it, then my blood pressure was boiling like crazy. I'm like, you know what? For my health, both mental and physical, I am going to stop playing this game. But I did love the amount of amiibo costumes that were used for this. Like, this game, besides Smash Brothers, had one of the most amazing amiibo supports. That and the next game that we're going to be talking about later. Unfortunately, because of those amiibo costumes, there was a giant overabundance of 8-bit Mario levels throughout Mario Maker. And the game's like, oh, there's 4 different styles you can play with, but a lot of people just focused on the regular NES one just so they could use those costumes. So it sucks that they're not in the second one, but I think without them, it did allow more variety. So I don't mind either way. I still put no more than 2 hours into Mario Maker 2 anyway, so what's the point? But next up is the one game that I will forever love on my Wii U, and it'll be the main reason why I would turn on my Wii U any day. And that is Yoshi's Woolly World. God, do I love this game. It is pretty, it has amazing amiibo costumes, and it's just cute and fun. And I really want my girlfriend to play this with me because she hasn't played this yet. It's been ported on the 3DS as well, and I almost picked it up for that, but I just never did. But I really want to see this game come to the Switch. This game definitely needs a Switch port. I know we got the Yoshi's Crafted World on the Switch, and I was excited for that, and that game sucked. That game was very boring. It was nowhere as fun as this, because this is my true first Yoshi game experience, and I fell in love. And I feel like this is probably one of the best games to start when it comes to a Yoshi game. I haven't played Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo yet. I mean, I have ways to play it now, but I haven't played them yet. But this will be my favorite Wii U game of all time, probably. So that covers the Wii U. So now let's move on to the 3DS, because there's still a lot more to go. Sucks! Okay, next up we got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I remember my cousin was like really excited for this game. I wonder if he even played the original yet. I'm pretty sure he did by now. But man, Dark Moon was alright. Never beat it. The first one was much better. And that's all I gotta say about this. Next! Oh yeah, I never got the statue from Club Nintendo either, and now I'm dying to have that. Now it's a lot of money anyway, so I'm not gonna buy it. Moving on, Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games on the 3DS. This game sucked on the 3DS, and it was the last Mario and Sonic game I bought. And we're gonna keep it that way. Actually, no, I take that back. I kind of want to play the one on the Wii U, or not the Wii U, the Switch. The Wii U one's a lot more expensive. But the one on the Switch, I want to play that one, but you know what? Has the value on that one gone up yet? I hope not, because I want to pick it up eventually. Next up, Mario Kart 7. This is fun. They even made a steering wheel for the 3DS. It was silly, but you could use steering wheels. You can play this game in first person, and it's Mario Kart in 3D. I don't know how many people actually go back to this one. I feel like a lot of people will go back to the DS one, but how many go back to this? Let me know in the comments. Do you still play Mario Kart 7? I doubt you do. Next up, New Super Mario Bros. 2. I feel like this is just a fever dream, because I don't remember crap from this game. I remember a lot of gold and a lot of coins. And the raccoon suit. That's it. I want to play this again eventually, but when I first played this, I speedran this game as fast as I could. Because I can't remember why. Because I felt like I wanted to be good, or there's probably too many games coming out, but I feel like it was more of me just wanting to be good. And unfortunately, it left little to no memory to this game. So that sucks. But a game I do remember a lot and loved so much was Mario 3D Land. A lot of people rip on this game for being too easy and a couple other things, I don't know. But I love this game. I love the one on the Wii U more personally. I don't know why. I think it's because of the fact that I did like multiple playthroughs and did Let's Plays and all that bull crap. But I did love this game a lot too. I actually tried streaming this and then I eventually just dropped it. But eventually I'll pick it back up and keep playing it. And this game, for some reason, I hyped myself up for so much and was ready to sell it because it was a disappointment for me. And that was WarioWare Gold. I kind of wish I had more WarioWare games. I want to get it for the Wii, but now the price is going up on that. And now they're coming out with a new one for the Switch, so I'm picking that up day one. But I feel like it's not going to be as good as the one on the Wii. The Wii one, for some reason, is my favorite. And the DS one's really good, too. I want to get more WarioWare games. They're fantastic. But I never picked up Game & Wario on the Wii U. Since you saw my Wii U collection, you didn't see it in there. But point is, like, I want to try it at least. But I don't know when I'm going to do that. Okay, that covers the 3DS games. Let's move on to the last bit. Switch! First up, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Because I hear that this is, like, the best 2D platformer ever. Haven't played it yet, but I picked it up for whenever that day needs to come. Eventually, I'll play this. We also got Luigi's Mansion 3. Never finished it because there was too many games coming out, but man, was this game pretty. Next up, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I still play this game to this day. I still love it, and sometimes I stream it. So, if you want to play with me, subscribe. Keep on notifications so you know when I go live, and maybe you'll play with me. You'll see. I'm sorry I'm rushing through this. It's really, really hot in here because I have no AC and no fan going because of recording the video and having the window open so I can have some light. I'm baking. It sucks. Moving on! New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I haven't played it yet on the Switch, but I loved it on the Wii U. So eventually I'll play it on this whenever I feel like playing it again. And this one brought out kinks. But let's move on. Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. I haven't finished Bowser's Fury yet, but I did at least finish the main campaign for Mario 3D World. This game's fantastic. This is the best way to play this game. Pick it up if you haven't already. Mario 3D All-Stars. So I have clean ways of playing all three of these games, except for Mario Galaxy 2. It's still baffled that we haven't gotten that yet. But hey, I at least have a physical form of Mario 64 now, technically. But I still want to grab an actual box version of it eventually. That's going to cost me a fortune. But also, Mario Maker 2. I already said this earlier. I only put like 2 hours into this. I was excited for it. And then I remembered why I hated Mario Maker 1 so much, like, you know, blood pressure and stuff, so sadly I didn't put much time into this, and I feel bad. I don't give my Wii U enough love, or not my Wii U, I don't give my Switch enough love anyway, so I also feel bad for that. Next up, we got Mario Odyssey. This game made me very happy. I remember the hype around it. I remember, like, the little camper that they had set up for it that actually drove by me on the highway once. I flipped shit, and this is just a fantastic game. I love this game to death, and I can't wait to play it again. Next up, we got a water-damaged version of Mario Party for the Switch. I can't wait for the new one. The new one's gonna be fun. But now that they added online multiplayer with this game's even better now. So eventually I'll play this again. And last up, we got Yoshi's Crafted World. I don't like this game all that much. Woolly World's much better. And that is a sweaty man's full Mario game collection for now. Eventually, I want to add more to it. Like, eventually, I want to add the Super Nintendo games I used to have. I want to have a boxed version of Mario 64 eventually. Same with Smash Brothers on 64, by the way. Let's add that in there as well. I want to get Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the Game Boy Advance. Eventually, I want to get all the NES Mario games. Like, I still have a lot to add to the collection. But if I want to play a majority of Mario's library, I have a majority of Mario's library. I have a way of playing all of it now, so it's fine. Hey Mario, how you doing, buddy? And this whole time I wanted this thing to be open and showing this off. I bought this so I could show it off, and I always forget to open it during videos. Now I feel bad. But that's it for the video, guys. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. If you like this collection video for some reason, I do have a lot more. So I got like a Sonic collection I just recently made like a month or two ago. I have console game collections as well, so if you want to see like what my taste really is for a certain console, you can see those as well. I just recently started doing franchise collections, and the next one I want to do is Pokemon. But after that, I don't really know where to go from there. Maybe Legend of Zelda, but I don't have much Legend of Zelda, so I gotta buy a lot of Legend of Zelda games first. The point is, I enjoyed doing this. Kinda. I wish it wasn't summer. I wish it had AC. Or central air, or something. I hate it here. And I really, really hope I didn't miss any games besides Smash, because it's too hot to do this all over again. I'm pretty confident I didn't miss anything. There's still a lot of games anyway. You saw them fall all over the floor. It was a lot. And that's it for the video, guys. I love you guys. I'm turning on that fan, and I'll see you on the next one. So, peace, peace. Oh, I can't really cover the lens with this, can I? Oh yeah, I can.